Hey. All right. I hope everyone's having a good weekend. We're gonna get way out the comfort zone. This is gonna be nuts. So let me talk to you guys real quick about what we're doing right here. Let's make me huge. All right. So what are we doing? I figured, so we're trying to play video games on the weekend, which is fine. We still probably will play video games, but I didn't have anything kind of set up for this weekend, and I was kind of looking into, like, I've been doing the sketchbook challenge, and I've been like feeling more and more confident, but also I've been feeling like a little antsy. Like I want to get drawing like an actual thing rather than just like pinup after pinup after pinup, or whatever. Like I kind of wanted to like start drawing like people and situations and like stuff like that. So I figured, maybe we could, instead of necessarily playing games on the weekend, sometimes we could do like little exercises that like get out of my comfort zone. Like this is not necessarily, like, writing is not what I do at all. So, and I'm encouraging you guys to kind of get out of your comfort zone, try things out, and like, I'm sure this is gonna fail. Like, I don't know what my method is. Oh, hey Ziggy. So like, if we need to write, 20 things before we write like our good thing, or like if write 100 things before we write our good things, we should probably start writing, so this is kind of separate from the coloring, but I was thinking, maybe we could start writing a book, kind of figure out what we want to write, and like fail faster. Yeah, exactly. Gets you where you want to be. So yeah, I was thinking that we could start writing this book, and we could do everything on stream. So today we're going to be brainstorming. I don't even know what this book is yet. Like, I have a couple things kicking around in my head that like I think I want to do, but write about mermaid ponies. Oh man. I think, okay, here's the thing. Scales are right out. Like, I don't like drawing them. I don't know. I drew one mermaid and tried to ink it on the sketchbook challenge, and it was a disaster. All right, the chat's tossing around ideas already. So let's shrink me here. We're shrunked. All right. By the way, apologies from like the camera's gonna like try to focus. I figured out how to lock the focus for the Harry Potter thing, and now I can't figure out how to lock focus anymore. It's like a total disaster. It will lock focus, but only on camera 1, not camera 2. Like, this camera up here will not lock focus. So, all right, we're getting Attack of the Flying Wieners is what we want to be drawing. Guys, let's keep it PG, keep it G-rated. I don't know. All right, so let's start here. What do we want to draw? Like, and the reason that I wanted to stream this stuff is because, like, PG, that's why you said wieners. Oh, no. So, like, part of the reason why I wanted to stream this stuff is because, like, I wanted you guys in on the process. I want to show you guys that, like, not only am I, like, out of my comfort zone with this stuff, but also that, like, full disclosure. Okay, we're going to put down pirates because pirates was said in the chat. I'm going to put pirates over here. So, like, yeah, part of this is like I want to show you guys, full disclosure, I haven't put together a comic before, and we want to do like 10-ish pages, because like I don't want to work on this thing forever, and if we're like only gonna work on the weekends, then we're gonna have to like rein it in. We can't do like an 80-page epic. It would get out of control so fast. So let's not bite off more than we can chew. But I did want to show you guys that, like, you know, drawing comics and making comics and coloring comics and any aspect of it is like, okay, cheese is gonna be put in here. It's that cheese I like. So yeah, you know, comics, we're just gonna go, you know, like we're just gonna like turn off the critical part of our brain and start brainstorming. So like I also kind of want to draw like monsters, pirates battling for cheese, pirates versus ninjas. I don't know about ninjas. We're gonna put ... on that one. Again, apologies for the focus. We're gonna fix that at some point. And the reason we're using like you know, monsters, cheese monsters. Oh my god, the chat. Maybe bringing you guys in on this was not a good idea. But the reason I wanted to do it on a whiteboard is because like we're just brainstorming, and like I want to keep things like loose and semi like impermanent, you know, like I want to be able to be like, hey ninjas, you're out, you know, like just like that. But we can put them on the table for now. I kind of like doing like a winter thing, but I kind of like the idea of like, I don't know, I want to have within the 10 pages, like I want to do winter, but I also want to do perspective. So because I haven't done a lot of that. And I believe that I don't know this for sure, but this is Iron Chef. Yeah. Wait, are you saying we should do an Iron Chef comic? Iron Chef. Let's put that. We're putting that on the list. So yeah, I kind of wanted to like, yes, we should do that. This is already, we're like 5 minutes in, and this is like taking a turn. Now we're talking. Iron Chef, where they fight monsters to get ingredients for the competition. That actually, it's not a bad idea. But now you guys are writing it. I'm not writing it. I don't know. Maybe this is all for naught. Like maybe this is an experiment that won't work. Let's think about it. This is going to become an 80-page graphic novel. Please no. 80-page epic incoming. No, we put 10. We're going to put it in red. There you go. 10 pages. We can, this is my thought with 10 pages. Like with 10, we have enough room that if we do 8, if the story doesn't like flow beyond 8, then we have enough room to play. If we go over a little bit to 12, that's not going to like end the world, you know, but like 10 pages, I think we can kind of lock in. So, okay. So an Iron Chef where they fight monsters to get ingredients for competition was said in chat. So, okay, let's kind of like expand on that. So we can kind of do, what can we hit with that? Cheese, monsters, we can do winter, we can do perspective stuff with that, we can do Iron Chef. Yeah, Operation Pajama Pants is intended. Yeah, sometimes things, so here's the thing, like, so Ziggy just said in chat, Operation Pajama Pants was intended to be 10 pages, and you know how that turned out. And I think it ended up being 40 or 50, I think. Pirates are the judges. I think maybe pirates are out. As much as I like pirates, I think pirates and ninjas are out. 65. Yeah. So like we want to keep a handle on this, and we're going to try to keep a handle on this. Let's think about this. So, okay. The story is like the Iron Chefs. How do the Iron Chefs, like, are they all human beings? Are they like D&D classes? Are they all the same D&D class? Like, are they all wizards? Are they like paladins? Maybe they aren't this at all. Maybe they're just chefs. But if they're gonna fight monsters, they gotta be like on their ball. Steampunk robot chefs? Oh, maybe we could do like iron chefs made of literal iron, like the robots. But they got gooey interiors. So like they're human inside. That's what I mean. They have feelings. Gooey interiors. See, okay. This is so you guys are like, okay, this Iron Chef is this, and this Iron Chef is this, and they're different dimensions, and they're battling via Mortal Kombat. You guys are like, I appreciate the enthusiasm that's happening right now, but you are boxing me into an 80-page epic. Like that's literally happening right before my eyes. I think that we got to keep it like, I don't know how many contestants are on Iron Chef. Is it 3 people? We're gonna kill one immediately. One dies. Like immediately. It's 2 usually. Oh, perfect. We don't even need this. 2 people. And so wait, is it 2 people and then there's an Iron Chef? Is that how it works? It's Iron Chef versus regular chef. Oh shit. Right. So, okay. All right. We could do like the robot Iron Chef. The robot Iron Chef. You know, he's like boxy and whatever. He's got spatula hands. This is all very important. He's got spatula hands. And then we got like little treads. I like this drawing. This drawing's terrible, but I love it. And they usually have a team of helpers. Huh. So, and then we'll have like a human chef who's like a wizard. Who's like got magic and stuff. All right. So we kind of have our guys. Why are they competing? Like, we need, like, we have kind of like a game show. So we're like essentially riffing off a game show right now, which is fine. I actually do like the idea of cheese and monsters, and actually we have like, I just picked like this up a while ago, Delicious Dungeon, which is like kind of what you guys are suggesting. They do within it, they're like trapped in the dungeon, and I haven't read it yet, but they make like food out of monster parts. So I don't know if this is, I don't want to get too similar to that, so I want to make it less about a pair of Skechers and a trip to space camp is what they're going for. Oh no. Bringing the chat in on this process was a bad idea. This is always a bad idea. Yeah, Magi, crazy Japanese hentai comics. That's what this is. No, this isn't that. This is like, I don't know. This is the first manga that I've purchased in a long time. I actually am very excited to read it, but I haven't yet because I'm still combing through the Judge Dredd stuff. Anyway, we don't want to make it like Delicious Dungeon. We want to make it our own thing. You like the idea of the prize being something silly. Human has to beat the robot chef for his freedom. Now we're talking. So like we could do that. Perhaps. All right. So we've kind of like narrowed down what we want to draw. So we have what should the human's name be? Freedom of his whole world. You got a phone call and you missed the 7 minutes. We just talked about Delicious Dungeon for 7 minutes. Don't worry about it. All right. So we have the human. We're gonna name the human Grace. And then we have like the robot who's named Robot. She is a human. She's fighting for what? She's fighting for freedom. Is she fighting for freedom of her village? What would a robot name a human? What would a robot name a human? Moisture? Would that be what a robot names a human? Like meat sack? Okay. Robot is a robot. Has a human inside. So this is something that I think is critical, but I think that this could potentially be our like kind of like twist at the end, because like a program iteration or something. You guys are getting hung up on details. We got to go general. We got to figure out what we're doing first. So I think that like this could potentially be like, and we can rename Grace if we want to go something crazier. I think the robot having a human inside could potentially be like one of our twists at the end. So Grace, her village gets overrun, and she's like the best chef in town. Best warrior, best chef. Okay. Oh yeah, we could definitely GR4C3 Grace. So okay, so let's say the actions of the story kind of happen like, okay, the village is here, robots come in, they enslave the village, and then demand their greatest warrior in a cook-off. Okay. And I was thinking naming Grace like a computer would imply that humans don't hold agency, precipitating why she's there. Whoa. And we want the robots to be very robotic. Because like if this is going to be our twist here, then like we want the there to be like not really a kind of like nod, but like, okay, so this setup here, like I don't know if we necessarily need to spend a lot of time on like how the robots came to town. Like I think that we might be able to start the story, like choosing where we start is really important, because like we want to start in a way that things like hook the reader. So okay, so they have the cook-off. The cook-off entails what? Entails fighting cooking. Who's judging the competition? I think that, okay. Yeah, I like you were saying before, after that. Who's judging the competition, or alternatively, will Grace just blow the robot's mind and win by default? I think that I know how this ends. In that I think that the robot eats Grace's food via some kind of like exhaust chute or something. I don't know. They like chuck it in there, you know. There's the food. It's a pie. That was a complete thought, I swear to God. And then like the robot like cracks open, you know, revealing the human being inside, and the human being is just like bawling, like has this pie and is just like crying, and like submits, like, you know, on his knees, submits like the robot army to Grace, like, and then Grace is now the Iron Chef, you know. Maybe she doesn't want to be the Iron Chef though. Maybe like the robot, by saving her people, she gets magically bound to the robot against her will. What if that happened? So it's like kind of like a good story and kind of like a bad story, kind of like it's bittersweet. Like she gets bound to the robot, and then maybe her parents are free, and her parents, like, the cycle continues. Yeah, because like if the robot just like rolled into town, it has to have like a purpose, you know what I mean? So like, yeah, so like the person in the robot here, like this person is trying to free himself from the robot by finding a better chef, and that, you know, like by completing that cycle he gets to go free and Grace gets enslaved. And then like we could have a moment, because I think apparently tragedy's hilarious. We could have a moment where like the parents are like looking at the robot, and they're like Grace, are you okay in there? And then the robot is like, I desire only salt and sweet, you know, like something like dumb like that, you know, like you would make a nice quiche, you know, like just like like the Grace may be within the robot being like, Mom, Dad, don't worry about me, and the robot might be like, you know, interpret that as like, you know, we need to drizzle you with I don't know. Yeah, you would make a nice quiche. Yeah. Like the robot interprets the emotions in its weird robotic way into cooking, you know? Does the robot, maybe the robot changes a little bit, like with each person? All right. So I think we have our like basic kind of outline, but we need to refine it. One of the things that we got to figure out is like, so the fighting and the cooking. So first of all, I'm gonna have to learn how to cook, which is not simple. But we'll fake it. It's comics. We'll fake it. Um, so like the fighting and the cooking happens. Like, what should they fight? Should they fight like traditional monsters? Should they fight in service of the village? Like, should the fight be like the village has a problem with goblins or owl bears? It's always weird when you eat something that has its own language. Maybe we shouldn't do that. Maybe. Um, uh, Binging with Babish. Binging with Babish. You might learn a lot real fast. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna actually like watch some Iron Chef videos. See how it goes. So okay, they got to fight some kind of monster. Maybe the monster is like a hydra or something that like grows itself. Iron Chef Japan is where it's at. You know, okay. First of all, I just want to like point something out real quick. Quick sidebar. So we're doing a comic about cooking right now, kind of. And I linked something in the Discord just recently, an older video, because we were talking about techniques and stuff like that, and how to get pages. And I linked one of the V for Vendetta streams that we did before, and in the V for Vendetta stream, an ad came up on my browser that somebody linked to me like from the chat, and the ad was for, I want to say like a mixer or something. And I joked at the time, that I was like, we're going to start making comics and we're going to end up making delicious cakes and food. And now we're like, I feel like the chat is slowly just steering me in that direction. Like, we're just, it's been an inevitable decline into like, we've started making comics and we're ending up making food. Which is totally fine. Any rate, there's themes that run through this thing. It is a bit past lunchtime. You'll have your own cooking show. Yeah, I'm gonna be like, hey, welcome to Nickfil Makes Comics. Today we're making a delicious quiche. 'Cause they would make a delicious quiche. All right, so like, what do we want to... Okay, I know I suggested Hydra, but like, I also don't want to draw scales. But I guess the Hydra fight... Maybe the Hydra fight is like the bulk of the comic. You know, and I think that with the fighting and the cooking, like, it should look like the robot has advantage. You know, it should look like the robot's gonna win. Grace should need some kind of ace in the hole at the end, just so that it's like her own thing. I know I said Hydra, but I mean, we could do owl bear. I do kind of want to draw fur. We could just do our own like thing, like a weird Yeti kind of thing. It's winter, so like we're gonna have limited to work with. So what do you make in winter? What do you cook in winter? I knew I drew a pie, but I knew we kind of like man, bear, pig. Yep, man, bear, pig. We can write that down. That could be a thing. That I mean, I want to draw that right now. Okay, yeah, we're drawing the fight and the food. Human meat stew. Wow. I don't know if we're making a comic that advocates cannibalism. Throwing that out there. Long, slow cooking. So, like, food could be, like, stews. You're probably going to cook stuff that, like keeps. Like, where the ingredients keep. So, probably, like, a lot of, like, wheat stuff, grains. You thought they were robots. They are robots, but they're also not robots. They're not robots. See? Because the dude. This, by the way, this all makes sense right here. For anyone just joining the stream, they're going to know exactly what we're doing. This is exactly what brainstorming should be, I feel like. I don't know if we're going to have a good comic at the end of this, but I know that, like, I feel like this is where we need to be. Just, like, tossing out ideas. Oh, yeah, booze is something that people cook with in the winter. That's something people cook with year-round. Should we just start, like, looking up food that we love? I mean, like, what do you guys love to eat in the winter? We're not gonna have a good comic. We're gonna have a great comic. I mean, I like pies and, like, not necessarily just like fruit pies, but like shepherd's pie. Whoa. Shep pie. Like a meat pie kind of thing. I said quiche, like eggs usually keep. Do chickens die in the winter? I actually don't know that. Like, if you keep them in a coop, are they going to be okay? Do people, when people have, like, a rough winter, do, like, they eat the chickens because the chickens are dying in the coop? Chili's good. Spicy or mold things. You heat to coop? Oh. Your cousins have been fine so far? Okay. All right. So chickens are good. Chickens are on the. But, like, okay. So, like, if we're using chickens, then, like, we're not using a protein over here. This is turning into a food stream. Good Lord. What's happened? I've lost control of this stream. Okay. So if we're using chickens or something like that, like, what is an alternative? If chickens died out in the winter, we would have been out of chickens centuries ago. Please, your logic. We make comics here. We don't make chickens. Yeah, you stock up. I know you stock up summer and fall because everything's barren in the winter. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. All right, so if they're not going to use, like, a protein for the fight, like, and I feel like that's, like, the easiest thing to think about is, like, oh, we kill the man bear pig and then we just cook up its flesh. But maybe, like, we grind the bones into, like, a seasoning or something, or, like, an owl bear is like a big chicken. Yeah. Can they be domesticated, though? That's the thing. So, like, seasoning, bone marrow, that's still, like, kind of like a basilisk. Now we're talking, because we can use the poison for, like, spice. That could be awesome, actually. All right, we're gonna put basilisk on here. So maybe the basilisk is killing people in the village, and the robots, they're like, okay, marrow is the difference between a stock and a broth. Oh, this is also interesting. Okay. All right. We got good things. So, yeah. So maybe the basilisk is killing villagers. And, like, the robots see this as an opportunity to, like, come in, do a good deed, but, like, it feels like to the village that it's, like, escalating, you know? So let's try to figure out where our 10 pages are. We're going to erase all this. Everyone remember this, quick. Did you all remember it? Excellent, excellent. This is a trilogy of 80-page graphic novels. Please don't. Okay, so it's okay. I already forgot. Don't distract me. So we're gonna do 5 or 10 pages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So yeah, I figure, you know, we can clip that part, maybe. I don't know. Maybe the opportunity to clip has gone by. I got it all up here. We're good. We're good. All right. So maybe if we're gonna do 10 pages, we want to think about, like, I don't actually know where the beginning is yet, but I know that you would make a fine quiche is going to be the end. You would make a fine quiche. Quiche. I'm like checking the chat to make sure I'm spelling stuff right. Whatever. Fine food. Whatever. Don't judge me. Don't look at this. Okay. So, like, I feel like that's where we're gonna end. Is, like, maybe he loses. The robot loses on page 9. God help me if the quiche becomes a recommended term of endearment. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're like all over the mobile right now. I know, Kate. Yeah, I feel okay. I'm gonna write quiche because I actually the word quiche sounds a regular term of endearment. Kate, you would make a great quiche. Oh my god. Quiche. All right. So we know on page 9 the robot loses, and page 10 is where the cycle continues. So, okay. If we know that, then, like, I guess the cooking happens here. 7 and 8. And the fighting happens, like, here. We got like 3 pages of fighting, 2 pages of cooking. The robot loses on the 3rd. So then we kind of like create like a beat, like this is a thing, resolution kind of thing, which means we have like 3 pages to play around with. Hey chat, you would make a fine quiche. Are we gonna end up making this comic and then I'm gonna have to make little quiche enamel pins to sell to you guys? Is that what's gonna happen? I'm like foreseeing the future here. You guys are just like, this was all a long game so you could get quiche pins. Okay, so we've really like make the food as a promotional image for the Comic-Con on social media. Yeah. So we've really like scripted. I have to make actual quiche to sell at at shows. You know, that wouldn't be too bad actually. We should, in addition to this quiche recipe at the end. I don't know how to spell recipe. Don't judge me. Don't look at me. We should definitely do a quiche recipe at the end. Also, we're like narrowing into this 10-pager, and this is not what I thought we were going to be doing. Like I thought I would have to like steer you guys to something that like, you know, was gonna be usable, but you guys surprised me. You guys are doing good work out here. So okay, we have like page 1, page 2, page 3. What are we doing with these pages? Okay, where does the story start? Does it start with the basilisk? Maybe it starts with the basilisk, and then robots show up. We're all pro writers in this place. Yeah. Invasion and enslavement. So like maybe it doesn't start with the basilisk, but we have to set up like that, like the basilisk is a problem. So how do we do that? Yeah, I think this could be a really fun story. I think that, you know, when it comes to comics and when it comes to like scripting something like this, if you keep it simple for 10 pages, if you like rein it in, then like you can make a decent little book. It's when people are like, oh, well, you don't understand this is the pitfall. Okay. So 2 things are the pitfall. One is that like in my experience, and this is, I will say this, very limited experience, because I've only done, I've written like a handful of things, and I've never like pitched books before, but I've read a ton of pitches, especially in the last 5 years. Occasionally people will send me stuff to look over, or if they want me to be a part of their book or whatever, I'll read a pitch. And I feel like, you know, what happens is like people get bogged down in like, well, what's the theory of the world? How does the world work? Where do they get their energy? You know, blah, 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 blah. Like stuff that just does not matter. But like if you kind of like narrow it down into like, what's the struggle? Who are the characters? We have basically 2 characters right now, and like the parents, and then the basilisk, and those 3 are like kind of separate. We have 2 characters, very simple. You know, are they gonna kill each other? No, they're gonna kill the basilisk, and they're gonna fight in a way that's not fighting. So like, all right, let's back it up. If the robots invade, that was a backwards N. Why do swords have built-in Wi-Fi hotspots? You know, the unimportant questions. Yeah. This is like the Star Wars problem of like, you know, now that Star Wars is popular, and this isn't the 70s, like people are like, yeah, but we need to know all the tech. And it's like, you really don't. Just like have some cool characters who are like interesting, and then it'll be fine. So, okay, robots invade. So maybe it's not even robots. Maybe it's just one robot. And like town panics. Town panics, can't kill it. Like it's so strong that like, you know, they try to attack it or whatever, and like the robot can't like get her. It's just standing there, you know? And then the robot says something like, I've heard you had a basilisk problem, and I'm going to take care of it. I need your greatest warrior or something like that. And so they think like, okay, so that could work really well. Okay, I need your greatest warrior. I need your greatest chef slash warrior. I need your greatest chef? I don't know. Um, so, okay. So, like, from page 1 to 6, and I feel like this is important. I need your greatest chef. Because, like, this will plant the seed of, like, I don't know if we need 3 pages for this. This might be a shorter story than normal, than the 10. Because, like, this, I need your greatest chef, like, plants the seed of, like, this is not where you think the story is going to go. You know what I mean? It's from like page 1 to page 6, it looks like a D&D story. Just like a simple, a thing came into town and we're going to deal with this other thing, you know? And then from 7 to 10, it like flips on you. Maybe the robot segments into pieces. So like the robot could come into town like this in like a giant like army tank or whatever, and then like, you know, like when they go to get the basilisk or whatever, and it doesn't necessarily gonna look like this. This is kind of weird. He like pops off the top, you know, like this, and then like this stuff, like the tread stuff, like flips out and like turns into like a set kind of for like the cooking show or whatever. But we might not necessarily know that. We might see like a bunch of knives and stuff and like that kind of thing, and we're like, oh shit, this robot means business, you know? I'm drawing the robot super boxy. I don't know if we're gonna stick with that. We're gonna do like some character designs and stuff like that. All right. So like the reason that I leaned away from the cooking is because of this. I don't want to turn it into that. I think that, you know, we should lean more into like the robot cycle. Cycle of slavery. I mean, who in this, like, how do we do that? Okay, so let's think about that for just a second. Like, what are going to be like the themes of the robot cycle of slavery? Like, the Curse of the Iron Chef. Yeah. Oh, that's a good title. So like, all right. Let's think about something for a second. So we want to be able to like highlight how like the village is free. You know what I mean? We also want to set up like the relationship with Grace and her parents. So, I mean, maybe page 1 is just like Grace and her parents. But like, that's not really a great hook, a recipe for disaster. Oh my God. But that's not really a great hook. So maybe like this swaps with 3. Like he shows up and he's like, I need your greatest chef. All right, catch you later. Borica for life. You should pop into the stream every once in a while. We'll be expanding on this. All right, so please to quiche you. Oh my God. chat is now just making punny titles. Maybe it was worth the whisk. Are you... Chat is actively trying to undermine all writing that is happening. I'm wounded. Yeah, so maybe like he rolls into town. The robot rolls into town and he's like, I need your greatest chef. The town panics and can't kill it. You know, it's worse than the basilisk. That sets up the basilisk. The robot is like, we will bring me your greatest chef. We will kill the basilisk. Oh my god. The chat. All right. So yeah, maybe we do it that way. Maybe we do like page 1 is I need your greatest chef. Page 2, town panics, can't kill it, worse than the basilisk. And the robot's like, we will kill the basilisk. The town like cheers. They think they're in for like, you know, like that like help has finally arrived. Grace and her parents like gear up, you know, like, and she has like a moment with them where it's like maybe the dad hands her like a carving knife that was like passed down through generations or something, or like a secret ingredient, or you know, like something like that. Like dad, we don't even have to do dad and Grace moment, spice or knife. Maybe the robot with his clumsy robot hands and stuff like can't quite slice up the basilisk, and like really struggles with like yo, legit have a good knife, take care of it, pass it through yeah, exactly, pass it through generations. Like this is what I'm thinking, like, you know, like this is the moment where like, and we can do this in like a few panels where like the dad is like, you know, I want you to have it, and Grace is like, your knife, like, you know, that was grandpa's knife, you know, and he's like, now it's yours, like you've earned it, you can do this kind of thing. And it kind of like makes the moment a little more like a little more urgent, makes it maybe feel like, you know, she's like going off to war almost, like they don't know what's gonna happen. I mean, we can even block out an extra. Okay, here's the thing about, I think this is a good structure because we're doing like 1 to 3 setup. You like the knife versus spices. Spices can make a dish, but a knife is a tool. Yeah. 1 to 3 is the setup. 4 to 6 is the fight. 7 to 9 is the cooking. And then 10's resolution. And we kind of have like a very clear like beginning, middle, end. Now the thing is like, I don't know, well, you guys can't really see that. Sorry. Oh my god. There we go. Now the thing that we have to go on now is like, we got to start like writing dialogue, and we got to start like breaking it, making a better roadmap. As much as I want to like jump into like designing this idiot and like Grace and everything, and the town, like, because I think all of this is going to be really, really rich with interesting characters. Um, I think that what we really need is to make a better roadmap. And I mean, this is what we were talking about with the Barry Hall, his portfolio review. We were saying that, like you need a good roadmap before you do anything. So I think that for right now, by the way, if you're curious about like where I was going to steer you, I was going to try to steer the chat into like a town that Wizard has tricked into being addicts, and it turns out they're addicted to monster blood, and it's like turning them into monsters. It was going to be a really dark story. I think this is a little better, to be completely honest. So yeah. All right. So I think this is good for now, and I don't know what we're gonna call it. We did have a recipe for disaster, Curse of the Iron Chef, Please to Kishu. I think maybe we should just call it all of those things. I think that Worth the Whisk, like it should be like I want to make the title page like a giant like Pleased to Kishu, like, or like this or this or this. You're like, I think that could be like really funny, and I want to keep it like, because it's a little absurd, and we want to keep it kind of, I don't know, absurd, like the risk is high, but it should function kind of PG with a little bit of levity to it. Levity. All right, so Serve and Protect. Oh my god. Or Serve and Protect. Oh my god. You love this comic. We haven't even made it yet. This could fall apart. So here's the thing. Like, I've done breakdowns and stuff like this before. I have not done, the thing that scares me the most is dialogue and trying to make a comic like flow well panel to panel to panel. Please to Kishu, don't forget the we're just gonna like, it's just gonna be 40 titles on like its own separate title page. Like, the robot's gonna show up, the town's gonna panic, Grace is gonna do her thing with her parents, and then we're gonna insert a whole page of titles right here. It's gonna be a double page spread of just nonstop titles. Just copy what you color for dialogue. I don't know if it works that way. I don't know. But anyway, I think this is a really good start. I think for logistic purposes, we're going to call this Curse of the Iron Chef for now. And we will, maybe next weekend, we'll get into scripting it out. It's only 10 pages, so it shouldn't take too long. And then from there, we're going to do, after we do scripts, we're going to do, what is it called? Thumbnails for the pages. And then eventually we're going to start getting into pencils and inks. And it seems like a lot, but I feel like if we just chip away at it every week, like, I don't know, a couple months, we'll have like a neat little 10-page comic, and you guys helped out with it, and that's awesome. Like, you guys can show it off. Hopefully this will not turn into what my run through of what were we playing? The game with the little girl and the shooting and the waffle heads that hear you, clickers. Shit, I forgot what that game is now. Last of Us. Hopefully this will not turn into Last of Us. When is the Nickfil ongoing webcomic? Oh my god, you guys are asking for so much free work. But for now, we're going to make this 10-pager. It's going to be a good time. I hope you join us along the way. and I hope we finish it off. Thank you for watching. Keep making comics out there, and we'll see you next week when we script this thing. And until then, we got Judge Dredd stuff happening. Let me make myself bigger because this is important. We got Judge Dredd stuff happening. We're gonna on Monday. We're gonna set that up. Local Joe should be inside the robot. Oh my God, Local Joe. We need a Nickfil Local Joe emote. So yeah, we're gonna be doing some Judge Dredd stuff this week. On Monday, we're probably gonna scan him flat. I'm gonna show you. Oh, I guess the pages aren't colored, so I can't show you how to like take color out of them, but we'll do something like that soon. And then we're gonna flat it, and then we're gonna color it, and then if we have time for like a third on the week, we might try some either making some clouds like I've been talking about, or we're gonna make some digital paint some clouds, or do some like regular digital painting. We'll see. But next week, if you're looking for just this content for the Curse of the Iron Chef, then come back next week and it will be here. Thanks for coming by, and keep making comics, guys.